At the heart of 12 Rules for Life lies an exploration of the tension between order and chaos, two fundamental elements of the human experience. Peterson suggests that the world we live in is a mix of both, and it is our job to find the balance between them. Order provides stability, predictability, and structure, qualities that are necessary for life. Chaos, on the other hand, is where potential lies. It is the realm of creativity, novelty, and growth. But too much chaos can overwhelm and destroy. Too much order can lead to rigidity and stagnation. This framework of order and chaos informs Peterson's 12 rules. Each one offers a practical way to confront the challenges of life while maintaining a sense of purpose and clarity. The book is both a philosophical journey and a psychological guide, suggesting that by implementing these rules, one can transform chaos into productive, positive action. The role of posture in life. Stand up straight with your shoulders back seems like a simple piece of advice, yet Jordan Peterson elevates it to a profound principle in 12 Rules for Life. He argues that our posture is far more than a mere physical attribute. It is a reflection of our psychological and social state. The way we carry our bodies sends powerful signals to the world, both consciously and subconsciously, and directly influences our own sense of identity, self-worth, and engagement with life. In this rule, Peterson draws on evolutionary biology, psychological insights, and the concept of dominance hierarchies, which are key to understanding why posture can be such a transformative practice for self-empowerment. The link between posture and biology. Peterson's discussion of posture is rooted in biological science, particularly evolutionary psychology. He uses the example of lobsters, which, like many animals, have highly visible social hierarchies. When lobsters engage in fights for dominance, the way they carry themselves reflects their position in this hierarchy. Dominant lobsters stand tall, with their bodies held upright and their antennae forward, while subordinate lobsters curl into a more defensive, submissive posture. This natural world analogy extends to humans. Like lobsters, humans are embedded in social hierarchies, some explicit, like work environments or family dynamics, and some more implicit, like everyday social interactions. Peterson suggests that our posture directly impacts how we are perceived within these hierarchies, and by extension, it affects our self-esteem and confidence. Those who adopt a posture of strength, standing up straight, with shoulders back, signal to the world that they are competent, ready, and capable of handling challenges. From an evolutionary standpoint, individuals who appear competent and strong are more likely to be treated with respect, receive social opportunities, and avoid being victimized. In contrast, those who appear weak or submissive, indicated by slumped shoulders or a hunchback, signal to others that they are vulnerable. These body language cues affect how others treat us, which in turn influences our psychological well-being. The psychological benefits of good posture. When we stand up straight with our shoulders back, we communicate strength and confidence. But this outward posture also feeds back into our internal psychological state, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement. Psychological studies have shown that adopting an upright posture can improve mood, reduce stress, and enhance self-esteem. In fact, body posture plays a central role in shaping how we feel about ourselves. 1. Confidence and self-worth. One of the primary benefits of standing tall is the increase in perceived self-worth. People who carry themselves upright are often viewed as more competent, trustworthy, and capable, which feeds into their own self-image. This effect is rooted in the concept of embodied cognition, how our physical body influences our mental and emotional states. Standing tall activates feelings of strength, assertiveness, and presence. In turn, this boosts self-esteem and self-confidence. Moreover, research on body language suggests that our posture influences how others respond to us. A person who holds themselves upright and exudes confidence is likely to attract more positive interactions, support, and opportunities in both personal and professional contexts. 2. Resilience to stress. Posture can also play a significant role in how we manage stress. The act of standing tall, with shoulders back and chest open, helps regulate the body's stress response. In times of stress, many people tend to slump or hunch their shoulders, a physical reaction to feelings of vulnerability or anxiety. However, consciously correcting your posture can help counteract this stress response. Research suggests that adopting an expansive, upright posture can lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase feelings of power and control. In Peterson's framework, standing straight becomes a tool for psychological resilience, helping individuals face challenges with greater poise and emotional strength. Instead of retreating into a defensive posture when faced with difficulty, individuals are encouraged to stand tall and meet the challenges head-on. 3. Self-respect and integrity. Peterson also suggests that the act of standing up straight reflects a fundamental respect for oneself. The posture becomes a physical manifestation of the individual's acceptance of their own worth. By adopting a confident posture, you communicate to yourself that you deserve respect, that you are worthy of care and attention. In Peterson's view, self-respect is a critical component of leading a meaningful life. When we physically stand tall, we signal to ourselves and to others that we are worthy of dignity and that we should treat ourselves with the same care and responsibility we would show a loved one. This gesture of self-respect is a daily, tangible act of affirming one's own value, regardless of external circumstances. The social implications of posture. Our posture is not just a reflection of our internal state, but a communication tool that impacts how others interact with us. Whether consciously or unconsciously, people are constantly interpreting body language. How we carry ourselves can influence the way we are perceived in both personal and professional interactions. 1. Influence on social hierarchies. Humans, like other animals, navigate complex social hierarchies. Whether in the workplace, at home, or in social circles, there are positions of dominance and submission. Peterson draws on research that shows how posture plays a role in reinforcing or challenging these hierarchies. When you adopt a posture of strength, standing tall with your shoulders back, you are signaling to others that you are confident and competent. This can help establish your position within a group, whether you are asserting yourself as a leader, contributing confidently to a discussion, or asserting your rights in a difficult situation. On the other hand, slouching or hunching your shoulders can signal submission or insecurity, often resulting in a lack of respect from others. Research on social dominance suggests that individuals who present themselves with expansive, open postures are more likely to be perceived as leaders or individuals in positions of influence. This extends to leadership roles in the workplace, where employees who demonstrate confident, assertive body language are often seen as more capable and deserving of promotions. 2. Interpersonal communication. Our body language can significantly impact our interpersonal relationships. People who stand tall with their shoulders back tend to exude warmth and confidence, making them more approachable and more likely to forge meaningful connections with others. Positive body language fosters trust and rapport, which are essential in both personal and professional interactions. Standing tall also communicates openness and availability, signaling to others that you are engaged and present in the moment. This is crucial in building strong, healthy relationships, whether with friends, family, or co-workers. On the other hand, closed-off body language, such as crossed arms or slumped shoulders, can create distance and send signals of disinterest or defensiveness. 3. Empowerment in difficult situations. One of the most powerful aspects of adopting strong body language is its ability to empower individuals in challenging situations. When faced with stress, conflict, or adversity, the act of standing tall helps reinforce a sense of control and agency. Peterson suggests that this is particularly important for individuals who may struggle with feelings of helplessness or anxiety. Standing upright and adopting an open posture can act as a psychological tool to counteract these negative emotions. For instance, in situations where we feel attacked, criticized, or overwhelmed, standing up straight can help ground us in a moment of chaos. By making a conscious effort to align our body in a posture of strength, we mentally shift away from a reactive, defensive state and into a position where we feel more empowered and ready to face the challenge at hand. Posture and health. Beyond the psychological and social dimensions, standing up straight with your shoulders back has a direct impact on your physical health. Our posture affects the alignment of the spine, the functioning of internal organs, and even our overall energy levels. 1. Spinal health. One of the most immediate physical benefits of standing tall is the improvement of spinal health. When we slouch or hunch forward, we place unnecessary stress on the spine and surrounding muscles, leading to discomfort and long-term problems like chronic back pain. In contrast, standing with an upright posture aligns the spine correctly, reducing strain and promoting better overall health. Good posture ensures that the spine is in a neutral position, with the shoulders aligned above the hips and the head in line with the rest of the body. This proper alignment helps distribute the body's weight evenly, reducing pressure on the joints and muscles. Over time, this can lead to greater mobility, less pain, and improved physical function. 2. Organ function. Beyond the spine, posture also affects the functioning of our internal organs. When we slouch or hunch over, the chest compresses, reducing the space available for the lungs and diaphragm. This can impair breathing and reduce overall oxygen intake. Similarly, poor posture can impact digestion, as the compression of the abdominal organs may inhibit proper digestion and cause discomfort. By adopting an upright posture, we allow our lungs to expand fully, improving the efficiency of our respiratory system. Standing tall also allows for better blood circulation and less tension in the muscles, which supports overall bodily health. 3. Energy and fatigue. Good posture not only prevents pain and discomfort, but can also help improve energy levels. When we slouch, our muscles are forced to work harder to hold the body in place, leading to fatigue and discomfort. By standing with proper alignment, we reduce the strain on muscles, leading to less physical fatigue and greater energy throughout the day. Conclusion. The power of standing tall. Stand up straight with your shoulders back is not just about posture. It's about the relationship between the body and mind, the psychological and social forces that shape our lives, and the physiological benefits of maintaining a healthy, empowered posture. By adopting this simple rule, individuals can cultivate confidence, resilience, and a sense of self-respect, all while improving their physical health. Peterson's rule is a reminder that how we carry ourselves has profound consequences, not just for how others perceive us, but for how we perceive ourselves and how we navigate the challenges of life. Through the act of standing tall, we signal to the world and to ourselves that we are capable, worthy, and ready to engage with life on our terms. The paradox of self-care. In a world where people are often told to put others first, it can feel counterintuitive to suggest that we should treat ourselves with the same care, compassion, and responsibility that we would show to someone we love deeply. Many of us are more attuned to the needs of others, whether our children, partners, friends, or colleagues, than we are to our own well-being. This rule, however, asks us to challenge that tendency. Jordan Peterson's advice to treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping calls for a radical shift in how we approach self-care and self-compassion. At its core, this rule emphasizes the necessity of self-responsibility. To be effective caregivers for others, we must first ensure that we are taking care of ourselves. The paradox is that in the act of caring for ourselves, we not only benefit personally but also enhance our capacity to care for others. This idea is deeply rooted in ethical, psychological, and even evolutionary principles, suggesting that self-compassion is not just an act of self-indulgence but a moral responsibility. The ethical imperative of self-care. Self-care and self-compassion are often dismissed in modern society as selfish, particularly in cultures that prioritize productivity and altruism. However, Peterson challenges this notion by presenting the idea that we have an ethical responsibility to care for ourselves. By treating ourselves as we would someone we deeply care about, we elevate our sense of worth and capability. 1. The moral duty to care for ourselves. In Peterson's view, we have a moral duty to care for ourselves. This duty arises from the simple fact that we are responsible for our own existence. We are the ones who experience our lives directly, and as such, we are the first and most crucial guardians of our own well-being. If we neglect our needs, desires, and health, we are failing to fulfill this moral responsibility. Peterson uses the analogy of a caregiver tending to a sick loved one to make this point. Imagine you are responsible for caring for someone in need, say, a friend or family member who is ill. Would you allow them to skip meals, neglect exercise, or ignore their emotional health? Certainly not. You would encourage them to seek medical attention, eat well, and take time for recovery. This same level of responsibility should be applied to ourselves. When we allow ourselves to fall into unhealthy habits, whether physical, mental, or emotional, we are neglecting the care we deserve. 2. Self-worth and moral integrity. One of the underlying assumptions of this rule is that treating ourselves well is tied directly to our sense of self-worth and moral integrity. If we continuously neglect our own needs, we erode our sense of value, ultimately diminishing our ability to live a meaningful life. Just as we wouldn't allow someone we care about to wallow in self-neglect, we shouldn't let ourselves fall into the trap of self-destructive behavior. Treating ourselves with compassion and care is not about indulging in excessive self-pity or self-absorption, but about ensuring that we remain functional, healthy, and capable of living with integrity. Self-respect is a foundation of moral action. When we show ourselves respect by attending to our well-being, we affirm our value and commitment to living in accordance with our highest potential. The psychological foundations of self-care. While Peterson often draws from philosophy, ethics, and religious teachings, the foundation of his argument in this rule also draws heavily from psychology. Understanding why we often fail to care for ourselves requires a deeper dive into the complexities of human psychology, including issues related to self-worth, self-compassion, and the ways we internalize societal expectations. 1. The role of self-esteem. Self-esteem plays a central role in our ability to care for ourselves. People with low self-esteem often fail to recognize their own worth and, as a result, neglect their needs. They might view themselves as undeserving of care or help, which prevents them from taking necessary steps to improve their health, relationships, or life circumstances. When we treat ourselves with the same compassion we would show a loved one, we are affirming our worth. Self-compassion, as opposed to self-criticism, helps cultivate a healthier sense of self-esteem. It allows us to embrace our flaws and imperfections without letting them define us, giving us the space to improve and grow without the weight of self-loathing. 2. The importance of self-compassion. The concept of self-compassion is rooted in the psychological work of figures like Kristin Neff, who argues that self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness during times of struggle or failure. This contrasts with self-criticism, which often exacerbates feelings of guilt, shame, or inadequacy. People who practice self-compassion are more resilient, better at managing stress, and more likely to engage in healthy behaviors. Peterson's advice to treat ourselves like someone we are responsible for helping encourages this kind of self-compassion. It reminds us that we are deserving of care, particularly in our most vulnerable moments. It's easy to extend compassion to others when they are struggling, but it's often difficult to apply that same understanding to ourselves. Peterson's rule calls us to break this pattern, to give ourselves the grace and care that we so willingly offer others. 3. The impact of childhood conditioning. Many people struggle with self-compassion because they were raised in environments where they were not taught to value themselves. Peterson frequently references the role of upbringing in shaping our self-perception and behavior. Children who grow up in neglectful or overly critical households may internalize negative beliefs about their worth, making it harder for them to practice self-care later in life. This internalized voice of criticism can become a major barrier to self-compassion. The challenge then becomes recognizing these patterns of self-sabotage and replacing them with healthier, more supportive internal dialogues. Peterson's advice asks us to reparent ourselves in a way, acting as the nurturing, responsible caregivers that we may not have had in childhood. Practical implications. How to treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Now that we understand the ethical and psychological basis for treating ourselves with compassion, it's crucial to explore how this idea translates into action. What does it mean, practically, to care for ourselves in the same way we would care for a loved one? 1. Taking responsibility for our health. The first and most immediate area where we need to apply this rule is in our physical health. Just as we would encourage someone we care about to eat nutritious food, exercise regularly, and seek medical attention when necessary, we should apply the same principles to ourselves. Taking responsibility for our health means making decisions that promote well-being, even when they are difficult. For example, when you feel tired, stressed, or unwell, instead of pushing yourself harder, treat your body with care. Rest when you need to. Seek help if needed, and listen to the signals your body sends. Taking care of your health isn't just about preventing illness. It's about maximizing your ability to engage with life fully, with energy and vitality. 2. Emotional and psychological health. Caring for yourself also involves tending to your emotional and psychological well-being. This means acknowledging when you're struggling emotionally, rather than ignoring your feelings or dismissing them. Seek therapy, talk to trusted friends, or practice mindfulness, whatever is necessary to foster emotional balance. Peterson's rule implies that we need to nurture our emotional health just as we would care for the mental and emotional needs of someone we love. If you wouldn't tell a friend to ignore their feelings or bottle them up, why would you do that to yourself? Emotional honesty and self-compassion are integral to mental health. 3. Setting boundaries and saying no. A crucial part of self-care involves setting boundaries, knowing when to say no to requests that drain us, when to step back from toxic relationships, and when to prioritize our own needs over others. Often, people who have difficulty caring for themselves are those who struggle to set boundaries. They might say yes to every request, even at the cost of their own well-being. Treating yourself with responsibility and care means learning to set limits and respecting your own needs. You wouldn't allow someone you love to continually give without receiving in return, so why should you allow that for yourself? 4. Pursuing meaning and purpose. Self-care isn't just about physical and emotional well-being. It also involves pursuing meaning and purpose in life. This means taking responsibility for creating a life that aligns with your values, passions, and long-term goals. Like a loved one, you deserve to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, not one driven solely by external expectations or obligations. This rule challenges us to recognize our own potential and to take responsibility for our growth and development. It's not enough to simply go through the motions of life. We must actively engage with it, seek growth, and make decisions that align with our deepest values. Conclusion: the power of responsibility and self-care. Ultimately, Jordan Peterson's advice to treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping is a call to live with integrity, compassion, and responsibility. It challenges us to recognize our own worth and to engage in self-care practices that reflect the value we place on ourselves. By doing so, we not only improve our own lives but also enhance our capacity to care for others. The paradox of self-care is that by nurturing ourselves, we are better equipped to nurture others. By treating ourselves with the same compassion and responsibility we offer to loved ones, we strengthen our sense of self-worth, improve our health, and cultivate the resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. This rule encourages a life of balance, responsibility, and love, both for ourselves and for the world around us. The importance of choosing the right people. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our lives. From the way we think and feel to the choices we make and the actions we take, the influence of our social circle can't be overstated. In Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, Rule 3, Make friends with people who want the best for you, addresses this critical aspect of human existence. The rule emphasizes the importance of curating your social network to include those who genuinely support your well-being and growth, while avoiding toxic or manipulative individuals who can hinder your progress. Our relationships are not just a source of companionship. They are powerful forces that shape our mental and emotional states. Positive, supportive friendships uplift us, challenge us to grow, and help us become better versions of ourselves. In contrast, toxic relationships can undermine our self-esteem, feed into negative behaviors, and keep us stuck in cycles of dysfunction. Peterson's rule is a reminder that choosing the right people to have in our lives is one of the most important decisions we can make. The power of positive relationships. Relationships are a cornerstone of the human experience. Humans are inherently social creatures, and our interactions with others play a vital role in our sense of belonging, happiness, and overall well-being. Having a network of people who genuinely care for you and want to see you thrive provides numerous benefits. 1. Emotional support and stability. One of the most significant advantages of surrounding yourself with supportive friends is the emotional support they provide. Life is full of challenges, and having people who are there for you during difficult times can make all the difference. Supportive friends listen to your struggles, offer comfort, and provide encouragement. They help you see beyond the immediate turmoil and remind you that things will get better. Positive relationships provide a sense of stability and emotional security. Knowing that you have people who want the best for you creates a foundation from which you can take risks, try new things, and pursue your goals. You know that, regardless of the outcome, your true friends will be there to offer a shoulder to lean on. 2. Encouragement for personal growth. The best friendships are those that challenge you to grow, evolve, and become a better version of yourself. True friends are not only supportive but also honest. They give you feedback, push you out of your comfort zone, and encourage you to pursue your ambitions, even when it's hard. They hold you accountable for your actions, helping you stay on track with your goals, whether personal, professional, or otherwise. Having friends who encourage your growth ensures that you are not stagnating or settling for mediocrity. They celebrate your successes but also help you learn from your mistakes. They know your potential and want to see you reach it. 3. Shared values and mutual respect. When you choose friends who want the best for you, you are more likely to build relationships grounded in mutual respect, understanding, and shared values. People who genuinely care about you will respect your boundaries, honor your beliefs, and support your vision for your life. They will not try to impose their own desires on you, but will encourage you to pursue your own path. The alignment of values is essential for long-lasting and meaningful friendships. When you share common values, you have a stronger foundation for resolving conflicts, making decisions together, and supporting each other. A friendship built on shared values is more likely to withstand challenges and grow over time. 4. Positive influence on mental health. Research consistently shows that the quality of our relationships directly impacts our mental health. Having positive, supportive friends can protect against feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and depression. The love and acceptance that come from genuine friendships help boost self-esteem, reduce stress, and increase feelings of happiness. Moreover, supportive friends can serve as a buffer against life's difficulties. When we face hardships, whether they are personal, professional, or financial, friends who want the best for us help us manage our emotions and navigate the challenges in a healthy way. They can help reduce the burden of negative emotions, preventing us from falling into self-destructive patterns. The dangers of toxic relationships. On the flip side, toxic relationships can have a detrimental impact on every aspect of our lives. These relationships often involve people who are self-centered, manipulative, or emotionally draining. They may feed off your vulnerabilities, exploit your weaknesses, or undermine your self-esteem. Toxic people often make you feel small, guilty, or inadequate, and they can prevent you from pursuing your goals or living authentically. 1. Undermining self-worth. Toxic individuals are often experts at undermining the self-worth of others. They may criticize you, belittle your accomplishments, or manipulate situations to make you feel unimportant. This kind of emotional abuse can wear down your confidence and make you doubt yourself. Over time, you may begin to internalize these negative messages, leading to diminished self-esteem and an unhealthy sense of self. Being in a relationship where your value is consistently undermined is emotionally damaging. It can erode your sense of identity and make it difficult for you to believe that you deserve better. When you are surrounded by people who want to see you fail or hold you back, you begin to question your own worth and your ability to succeed. 2. Encouraging negative behavior. Toxic people are often more focused on their own interest than on fostering healthy, supportive relationships. They may encourage you to engage in harmful behaviors, whether it's substance abuse, unhealthy relationships, or self-sabotaging habits. They may pull you into their negativity or demand that you prioritize their needs over your own. If you surround yourself with people who indulge in destructive behaviors or encourage you to do the same, it becomes harder to break free from these patterns. Negative influences can reinforce harmful habits, making it difficult to change or move forward. In contrast, positive friends encourage healthy behaviors and provide support when you want to make positive changes in your life. 3. Draining emotional energy. Toxic relationships are often emotionally draining. People who are consistently negative, needy, or manipulative can leave you feeling exhausted, anxious, and overwhelmed. These individuals may demand your attention, manipulate your emotions, or create drama that keeps you on edge. You may find yourself constantly trying to appease them or deal with their problems, leaving you with little energy or motivation to focus on your own needs or goals. Over time, the emotional drain caused by toxic relationships can leave you feeling depleted and emotionally disconnected. It's essential to recognize when a relationship is no longer serving your well-being and to make the difficult decision to distance yourself from individuals who drain your energy. 4. Enabling dysfunctional patterns. Toxic friendships often enable dysfunctional patterns and unhealthy behaviors. These individuals may not support you in making positive changes in your life. Instead, they might encourage you to remain in a cycle of bad habits, poor choices, or emotional turmoil. They may act as enablers of unhealthy behaviors, making it harder for you to break free from negative cycles. In some cases, toxic relationships perpetuate patterns of abuse, manipulation, or codependency. These dynamics can be incredibly difficult to break, especially if you have grown accustomed to them. Recognizing when you are in a toxic relationship is a first step toward freeing yourself from these negative influences. How to choose supportive relationships. So how can we ensure that we surround ourselves with people who want the best for us? The key lies in being intentional about the relationships we form and the people we invest our time and energy in. 1. Assess the impact of the relationship. Take time to reflect on the relationships in your life. Consider how each relationship makes you feel. Do you feel uplifted, encouraged, and valued when you're with this person? Or do you feel drained, criticized, or belittled? Ask yourself if the relationship is helping you grow and thrive or if it is holding you back. It can be difficult to distance yourself from toxic people, especially if they have been in your life for a long time. However, recognizing the impact they have on your mental, emotional, and physical well-being is crucial for moving forward. 2. Set boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and clear boundaries. It's essential to set boundaries with people who may be toxic or draining. Boundaries protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. They allow you to maintain a sense of self and prevent others from overstepping their limits. Establishing boundaries in relationships doesn't mean cutting people off entirely, but rather making it clear what is acceptable and what isn't. Healthy friends will respect your boundaries, while toxic individuals may try to manipulate or disregard them. 3. Prioritize mutual support. Friendships should be mutually beneficial. In healthy relationships, both individuals support each other's growth, celebrate each other's successes, and offer help during difficult times. Evaluate whether your friendships are based on mutual support and respect, or whether they are one-sided. If you notice that a relationship is primarily focused on your giving and the other person's taking, whether emotionally, financially, or mentally, it may be time to reconsider the dynamics of that relationship. 4. Seek out people who share your values. The best friendships are built on shared values, goals, and interests. When you surround yourself with people who want the best for you, it's likely that they will also align with your core beliefs and values. Seek out individuals who share your vision for the future and who genuinely care about your success and happiness. Conclusion: cultivating positive relationships. The people we choose to surround ourselves with have a profound influence on our lives. Positive, supportive relationships help us thrive, while toxic relationships can hold us back. By making intentional choices about the friendships we cultivate, we can create an environment that fosters personal growth, happiness, and fulfillment. Jordan Peterson's Rule 3 reminds us that we are responsible for the relationships we form and that we have the power to choose people who will encourage and support us. By seeking out friends who genuinely want the best for us, we build a social network that uplifts us, challenges us to grow, and ultimately helps us become the best version of ourselves. Rule 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. One of the most destructive habits people engage in is comparing themselves to others. Social media, modern culture, and the rise of celebrity have exacerbated this tendency, making it all too easy to measure one's worth against the curated highlight reels of others' lives. However, Peterson argues that this kind of comparison is both unrealistic and harmful. Instead, he advises people to focus on their own progress. The only valid comparison is to look at who you were yesterday and measure how far you've come. By focusing on your personal growth, rather than comparing yourself to others, you will avoid the trap of envy and dissatisfaction. This approach allows you to take ownership of your life, while still aiming for self-improvement. Success is not defined by the achievements of others, but by how much you have grown in relation to your past self. Rule 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. In this rule, Peterson takes on the role of the parent, advising that one of the most important responsibilities of raising children is teaching them how to behave in socially acceptable ways. Children, naturally, are driven by instinct and curiosity. They test boundaries, and they challenge authority. But without discipline and guidance, children may grow into individuals who are difficult to be around, lacking empathy, respect, and the ability to cooperate with others. Peterson suggests that parents should set firm boundaries and enforce them consistently. This doesn't mean being overly harsh, but rather creating an environment where children learn the consequences of their actions and develop a sense of responsibility. It's important for parents to act as models of good behavior, showing children how to interact with the world in a way that fosters mutual respect. Rule 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. In today's world, it is easy to criticize society, politics, and the state of the world. We are constantly bombarded with negativity and injustice, and it's tempting to point the finger at larger societal issues. However, Peterson argues that before we criticize the world, we must first take responsibility for our own lives. The chaotic state of the world reflects the disorder in our personal lives. By setting our own house in order, whether that means organizing our home, managing our time, or addressing our personal flaws, we gain the credibility and the moral authority to offer constructive criticism to the world. This rule encourages self-discipline and a sense of responsibility, reminding us that we must focus on improving our own lives before attempting to change others. Rule 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. In a culture obsessed with instant gratification, this rule encourages individuals to resist the urge to seek out short-term pleasures at the expense of long-term fulfillment. Peterson argues that the pursuit of meaning, not expediency, is what ultimately leads to a sense of purpose and satisfaction in life. This rule is rooted in the idea that life is filled with suffering and hardship. It is only through engaging in meaningful endeavors, whether through work, relationships, or personal projects, that we are able to transcend suffering and find a deeper sense of fulfillment. Expedient choices may bring temporary relief, but they do not lead to the lasting satisfaction that comes from pursuing something of value. Rule 8. Tell the truth, or, at least, don't lie. Truth-telling is fundamental to human interaction and trust. Peterson emphasizes that lies, whether they are outright fabrications or half-truths, undermine relationships and erode the fabric of society. Telling the truth may be uncomfortable, but it is essential for personal integrity and the maintenance of genuine connections with others. This rule is not just about avoiding deception in speech, but also about being honest with yourself. By confronting uncomfortable truths about your own life and actions, you are able to grow and make decisions that align with your values and goals. Peterson suggests that honesty, even when difficult, is always preferable to the corrosive effects of deceit. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. This rule encourages humility and active listening. We often think we know best, but others may offer valuable insights or perspectives that we haven't considered. Stay open-minded and willing to learn. Be precise in your speech. Clear and precise communication helps to prevent misunderstandings and misinterpretations. It also forces you to understand your own thoughts and intentions, leading to greater clarity and purpose. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. This rule suggests that risk-taking and challenges are essential for growth, especially for young people. Overprotecting children or sheltering them from difficulties can prevent them from developing resilience and competence. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. Life is filled with suffering, and it's important to take moments to appreciate small, simple pleasures, like petting a cat. These moments provide respite from the chaos of life and help us find meaning amidst hardship.